Right now on News 3 this morning Sunday, all of Dane County's beaches are back open today, a rarity this summer. The event plan that hopes to help keep them that way. Plus, a perfect day for a bike ride, but it may be your last chance to do so on a popular Madison trail for quite some time. What's happening to a portion of the Capital City Trail? And these aren't your typical Wisconsin dairy cows. A preview of cattle soon to be on display at the Junior Angus Beef Show and what set this event apart from the rest. Your news starts right now.
This is News 3 This Morning Sunday.
And good morning. Welcome to News 3 This Morning Sunday. It's July 8th. I'm Josh Breder alongside meteorologist Chris Reese. Thanks so much for joining us, Chris. What a day yesterday.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yesterday was fantastic. We have another gorgeous day on tap, Josh.
I like to hear that.
Today will be a little bit warmer, though, but still, it will be beautiful. Live look outside right now showing you the abundant clear skies still in play. We're going to have a lot of sunshine around. Winds, though, will be turning out of the south, and that's why we're already warmer this morning. 61 degrees is the temperature. Dew points, though, are still in the lower 50s, so that's good news. Janesville at 57 and Kenosha at 56 as of now. But this time, instead of saying everyone's in the 40s and 50s, we are all in the 50s and 60s for those temperatures, which is about 10 degrees warmer for us here in Madison. Everyone pacing about 3 to 5 degrees warmer. Madison, one of the warmer spots, being 10 degrees warmer. Now, by lunchtime, we'll see temperatures right around 79 degrees. And instead of staying there like we did yesterday, we're going to warm up a bit more, topping out in the mid and upper 80s for some of us in those highs today. And then by tomorrow, things could get closer to 90 degrees. But there is a cold front coming in beyond that. Traffic-wise, things do continue to look smooth as of this morning. Some slowdowns are showing up, especially around Capitol Square, and then on US 12 coming from Sauk City towards Middleton. But other than that, no major issues are showing up across Dane County today.
You know, I can handle the mid-80s. It's that humidity that really...
Yes, and that humidity will make a little bit of a comeback, but then once that cold front comes through on Tuesday, it's going to go back down again. And of course, I'll be talking all those details in Maine weather.
All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure.
Developing overnight, Madison police are looking for a 25-year-old man they say robbed the Papa Murphy's Pizza just off Cottage Grove Road on the city's east side. It happened around 9 o'clock last night. Police say the man was around 6'3", wearing a red bandana, hooded Wisconsin sweatshirt, jeans, and boots. Officers say the man didn't show a weapon, but did run away with an unknown amount of cash. Anyone with information is asked to call Madison Police or the Madison Area Crime Stoppers. In Rock County, a 28-year-old man is recovering after an attempted homicide Saturday. 24-year-old Christopher Barker is waking up in the Rock County Jail this morning after shooting the 28-year-old in the shoulder on the 1100 block of Grandview Avenue in Beloit. That's near St. Lawrence Avenue. He was later arrested at the residence on the 200 block of Moore Street near the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Barker was also wanted by the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office for a substantial battery warrant. That incident is still under investigation. 6:33 right now. The Dane County Board is working to fill its vacant 14th district seat after George Gillis resigned. People living on the far west side of Madison still have time to apply for that position until 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. That's when a declaration of candidacy and nomination papers with at least 25 signatures must be submitted. After submitting the paperwork, County Board Chair Sharon Corrigan invites applicants to a public hearing at the Capitol and Christian Center, where they'll be able to have time to describe their qualifications for the position. A newly approved county ordinance requires the board to temporarily fill the position until the spring election next year. New this morning, this weekend calls for perfect bike riding weather. So if you're looking for a place to ride, you might want to hit up the Capital City Bike Trail. It'll be your last chance for a while because the trail is closing tomorrow from Nob Hill Road to Glacier Valley Road. That 6.5-mile stretch starts near Lake Monona and goes through Lake Farm County Park all the way through Fitchburg. It will be closed for the next 6 weeks for repaving. This is the first major upgrade to the trail since it opened in 2000. You can find a map of the detour route on the Dane County Parks website. And right now, Dane County is inviting towns, villages, and cities to get connected to the expanding number of bike trails in the area. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says the Park and Ride program will start accepting grant applications tomorrow for any communities who want to add or extend their bike trails. There are $500,000 worth of grants available, and local governments can receive a grant to cover up to half of the design and construction costs. The Madison Metropolitan Planning Organization says there are more than 645 miles of trails in Dane County. Some first alert traffic notes to pass along this morning. Part of West Mifflin Street and North Broome Street will be closed for the next few weeks for electrical work. That's right in front of the Capitol Center Market. West Dayton at North Broome has reopened to help alleviate some of those expected backups. The construction should be done by the end of the month. About a half-mile southwest of there, the outbound lanes of West Washington Avenue remain closed at Regent Street. All westbound traffic is forced to turn right onto Regent, and people heading east on Regent aren't able to turn left onto West Washington. They're replacing the pavement at that intersection. Officials say everything should reopen first thing tomorrow morning. Happening tomorrow, some new construction in the Edgerton area. Crews will be working on a new ramp at the Highway 59 and I-39 intersection near Edgerton and Newville. For the next 3 weeks, the southbound exit will be closed. Drivers can take exit 160 to turn around and drive south on the interstate. Wisconsin's annual Farm Technology Days starts this week. The 3-day event begins Tuesday in Wood County. It features some of the most advanced and modern technology in the agriculture industry. Organizers of this year's event in Marshfield say the show will cost about $2 million to host. Hundreds of cows are coming to the Alliant Energy Center this week for the Junior Angus Show. These aren't the dairy cows we're used to here in Wisconsin. This show puts a single breed of beef cattle on display, all shown by members who are 21 years of age or younger. To one member who has been presenting at the event since he was a child, there's nothing quite like it.
It brings together everybody that has a common passion about Angus cattle to one place and make these lifelong friendships that honestly have stuck with me ever since I started them when I was 9, 10, 11 years old, all the way up till today.
1,800 head of cattle are at the show. Angus cattle are known for high-quality beef, a point of pride for event organizers. If you want to see the cattle, again, the show begins this Tuesday at the Alliant Energy Center. 6:37 is your time. Right now, construction for a popular 50s-style diner on Madison's east side is kicking off this week. Portillo's is breaking ground on a new location at Easttown Mall this Wednesday near the Red Lobster restaurant. The chain is known for its Chicago-style hot dogs, Italian beef sandwiches, and chocolate cake shakes. The Madison Portillo's will be the third Wisconsin restaurant, the other two being in Brookfield and Greenfield. The restaurant will allow seating for more than 200 guests, a seasonal outdoor patio, and a double-lane drive-through. The groundbreaking is planned for this Tuesday, and the restaurant is expected to open this fall. A century-old building on Madison's east side could soon be added to the National Register of Historic Places. The Kluter & Company wholesale grocery warehouse on the corner of East Wash and South Patterson Street was built more than 100 years ago. The city's Landmarks Commission will talk about nominating the building for the National Register at their meeting tomorrow night. Current plans call for the warehouse to be renovated as part of the continued development on East Wash. Now, a new 5-story building would also be built next door. All of Dane County's 19 monitor beaches are back open this morning, but many have struggled to stay that way this summer due to ongoing blue-green algae blooms. It's been a constant problem, and an event coming up later this week is hoping to educate more people about the algae. The Clean Lakes Alliance is addressing the issue Wednesday morning at the Edgewater as part of the monthly Yahara Lakes 101 series of talks. A professor from UW-Madison will discuss the bacteria that causes the algae and what we do and don't know about it. For more information on the event, you can head to the Clean Lakes Alliance website. 6:39 is your time. Our picture-perfect sunshine and comfortable temperatures continue today, but it's summer here in Wisconsin, so we know it can't last forever, right? Here's a live look over the Capitol this morning. Chris will have more on when he's expecting the heat and humidity to roll back in. That's straight ahead. And meet the officers hoping that hitting line drives will drive some Midwestern kids to a bright future off the field. The lessons baseball is teaching a group of impressionable children when News 3 This Morning Sunday continues.
Good morning. It is yet another beautiful day outside. A good day to get outdoors if you do have the opportunity to do so. Lots of sunshine around, little in the way of cloud cover, and those dew points are still very low, making you feel comfortable. Here's a live look at the Edgewater right now, showing you all of that sunshine that we do have out there. Temperatures are a bit warmer than they were this time yesterday at 61 degrees. But check out those dew points still hanging out in the low 50s. That's where we like to see them for this time of the year. Yesterday, we talked about everyone being in the 40s and 50s. This morning, it is the 50s and 60s where most people will find themselves. It's the lower 60s as of now, but temperatures are going to be taking off this morning as opposed to yesterday. In fact, here in Madison, we are 10 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. Dew points, though, still do remain in the 40s and 50s as of now. The thing is, they are going to be increasing as we go through the next 12 hours. We'll see those dew points creeping back into the lower 60s, and that's because of what we call return flow. The dome of high pressure pretty much over the Great Lakes right now. Winds are counterclockwise out of that, so they begin to tap into that Gulf of Mexico moisture, and they shoot up those dew points farther to the north. So look to our north and west. International Falls is a dew point of 73 right now. Minneapolis, a dew point of 60. That's going to be moving back into Wisconsin as we go through the next couple of days, thanks to that southerly wind that we're already beginning to track. Like I said, the dome of high pressure now to our east, that southerly wind flow intact. That means that warm and humid air will be beginning to build, but check out that cold front coming in Monday night and into Tuesday. I call that saving grace because that new high pressure system coming out of Canada will send that humidity back down to the south and allow us some additional extra days of pleasant conditions around here in south central Wisconsin. But after today's high of 84, things cool off to the mid 60s again tonight. Then by tomorrow, we'll see temperatures topping out into the upper 80s with more in the way of heat and humidity. So today, mainly sunny and yes, a little bit warmer, but then upper 80s for your Monday. Check out Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, though. That is when we are cooler. We're going to take out some of that humidity as well before building that back up into next weekend before another cold front on days 9 and 10 of the next 10 days.
I washed the car yesterday, Chris, and I'm kind of excited that it's going to stay clean for a few days.
It will. You know what? I should probably wash my car, but you don't want me to do it. It'll rain somehow, some way.
Okay, don't wash your car then, Chris. Don't do it.
All right.
All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure, Josh.
Right now, Chicago police hope hitting line drives will drive some South Side kids to a bright future. The Englewood Baseball League is covering all bases on and off the field. Adrena Bigos went to catch game one.
Englewood Baseball! Englewood Baseball!
It's opening day.
8, 9.
Warming up for a summer of fun on the field in Englewood's Hamilton Park.
We get in front of the ball.
But this is bigger than baseball.
We need to give the kids another direction, another choice other than gangs and drugs.
That's the mission of the Englewood Police Youth Baseball League.
When they see so much violence and crime all over the city in different places, this is a safe haven for them.
A chance to mend relationships between Southside youth and police.
It's hard to basically communicate with police officers in this neighborhood because of most of the time there's mostly crime here.
13-year-old Derek Edmondson is in his third year with the league. The coaches, his motivators, the police, his mentors.
We get to explain our emotions to the police officers. We share good, bad, happy, sad.
Now we're seeing the police in a different way outside of law enforcement, that they become role models and even friends.
Boys and girls ages 8 to 12 play once a week.
Hey! There you go!
With their coaches, their families, their team, and police cheering them on.
I hope they become successful citizens, nonviolent citizens. We're hoping that these kids become educated, get their degrees, high school diplomas.
The league is starting its 4th season. There are now 6 teams that play every Thursday during the summer. Sometimes they even play other local police districts for bragging rights, of course. Did you see this? We've got the sausages at Miller Park, but at Progressive Field, they have the hot dog race. During yesterday's A's-Indians game, the onion hot dog and the white there swinging at the purse of the ketchup hot dog. He follows tripping the mustard dog and wins the race despite some unconventional tactics. We'll let you be the judge. If you're looking for a Sunday breakfast destination, the place to go in Mount Horeb is Schubert's. And it's been that way for 107 years. What makes it so special in this month's Tastemaker when News 3 This Morning Sunday returns.
Good Sunday morning. If you were just waking up and joining us, expect another full day of abundant sunshine outside. It's beautiful already right now. The temperature at 61 degrees. Dew points still hanging out in the low 50s, which is where they've been for the past couple of days. It's where we want to see them. That's good news because that means it is going to stay comfortable, at least for now. Temperature-wise, we will top out in the mid 80s today. We should hit 79 by the time we get you towards lunch, 84 reaching 4 o'clock. Now, here's the thing. I just mentioned dew points being low, but they are going to be creeping back up as we go into the afternoon and into your Monday. But I'll have your full hour-by-hour forecast, including a secondary round of relief coming up. Josh.
All right, Chris, thank you. 6:52 is your time right now. A new flavor of whiskey currently aging in barrels will be used to help veterans. The Wollersheim's Winery and Distillery in Sauk City is making 3 barrels out of whiskey, and they're out of red, white, and blue corn. The percentage of each color of the corn matched the percentage on the American flag. Wollersheim's co-owner is from France and says he's always remembered the American soldiers who helped his people.
I was always drawn to help World War II vets, and now we are helping all the vets. So that's helping the vet has always been very close to my heart. The whiskey has been aging for about 2 years and will be ready for release next year. The
Those at Wollersheim plan to raise more than $20,000 for veterans in Wisconsin. It's a Mount Horeb staple that feels like a blast from the past. Schubert's restaurant has been serving up meals made from scratch for 107 years. Madison Magazine's Andrea Bailey checked it out in this month's Tastemaker segment.
We are here at Schubert's with Jerry Schubert himself and Antonio, who runs the business now. Thank you guys for having us here today.
You're welcome.
Can you first tell me what we have on the table here?
We have like Norwegian meatballs, and
have these been on the menu for a long time?
Yes, for a long time.
Yeah. And is this a breakfast?
And that one is a breakfast, and that one is the veggie hash, butternut squash, kale, and potato.
And another breakfast
The
offering?
other breakfast, I think that we sell a lot.
Haystack.
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 Haystack, yeah.
And I feel like this is a really recognizable dish of yours.
Yeah, rosettes.
Rosettes.
I mean, yeah,
And
rosettes.
what exactly is a rosette?
Traditionally, it was a Christmas item
Really?
due to the fact what they appear, how they appear, kind of like decorations maybe.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And then I expanded it to year-round. We have this old iron. How many across?
6 and 1. Yeah, 6.
You can drop it in the oil and fold it out and then just drop them on the bakery table and people sometimes want powdered sugar on them. Yeah.
There's a lot of history within these
man.
walls.
It was owned at one time by the Olson family, and then the Fredrickson family, then the Goebbels family.
And it was intentional to kind of keep all of the classic touches in
Yeah,
here, right?
well, we had a fire and people told me, well, you got to remodel now, Jerry. And I said, no, I like my wrinkled walls. And many people like them. And no, we're going to keep it, we're going to clean it up and keep it the same. I'm 37 years here.
Okay.
And yeah, people told me that you got to change things. And I don't want to change things. Not only because of the cost, but old is now new.
And you have a saying too, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
In a time when things keep changing every day, it sure is nice to have one place that stays the same.
I stole that from someplace though.
Did you? It works for this place.
Baumgartner's in Monroe.
Oh, the cheese shop,
Yeah.
right? Very cool.
You've been there?
I have. Yeah.
It's something, isn't it?
It is. And you were also showing me that you have an oven that's probably over 80 years old. Is that right?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it's really old.
We were talking about that before you came, and he said, well, how old is it? I don't know how old it is. It was here when I came in 1980. It's old.
Well, here's to another 107 years of
Oh, yeah,
Schubert's
okay.
in Mount Horeb.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for having
All
us
right.
here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You can read more about Andy's story in this month's Madison Magazine. 6:56 right now. There's a full hour ahead on News 3 This Morning Sunday. Coming up, the decision President Trump is making tomorrow that he says could impact our country for generations to come. But first, here's our Neil Heinen with a preview of this morning's For the Record.
Good morning, I'm Neil Heinen, and today on For the Record we will discuss the findings of the annual Kids Count report by the Annie E. Casey Foundation. As usual, the valuable data present a mixed bag for Wisconsin kids and a roadmap for how to do better. And I'll talk about the findings with Kids Forward Executive Director Ken Taylor. And that's coming up this morning at 10:30 on WISC.
Right now, a Supreme nominee. President Trump is set to announce his pick to replace Anthony Kennedy on the U.S. Supreme Court tomorrow. Who he might pick and how that person would impact the country's laws moving forward.
This is News 3 This Morning Sunday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning Sunday. It is 7 o'clock now on this July 8th. I'm Josh Breiter. We'll get a check on weather with Chris in just a moment, but first let's get you caught up on this morning's headlines. Breaking overnight, Madison police are looking for a 25-year-old man they say robbed the Papa Murphy's Pizza just off Cottage Grove Road on the city's east side. It happened around 9 last night. Police say the man was around 6'3", wearing a red bandana, hooded Wisconsin sweatshirt, jeans, and boots. Officers say the man didn't show a weapon but did get away with an unknown amount of cash. Anyone with information is asked to call Madison Police or the Madison Area Crime Stoppers. Construction for a popular 50s-style diner on Madison's east side is kicking off this week. Portillo's is breaking ground on a new location at East Town Mall this Wednesday near the Red Lobster restaurant. The chain is known for its Chicago-style hot dogs, Italian beef sandwiches, and chocolate cake shakes. The Madison Portillo's will be the third Wisconsin restaurant, the other two being in Brookfield and Greenfield. The restaurant will allow seating for more than 200 guests, a seasonal outdoor patio, and a double-lane drive-through. The groundbreaking is planned for this Tuesday, and the restaurant is expected to open up this fall. Happening tomorrow, some new construction in the Edgerton area. Crews will be working on a new ramp at the Highway 59 and I-39 intersection near Edgerton and Newville. For the next 3 weeks, the southbound exit will be closed. Drivers can take exit 160 to turn around and drive south on the interstate. Right now, there's new research out showing today is the best time of year to find a date online. Match.com looked at 20 years of data and found July 8th, which is today, is when its site sees its most activity. That's actually a 20% increase in curious clickers compared to Valentine's Day. If you need some summertime date ideas, the dating site has ranked the most popular summer bucket list items for couples in every state in America. The most popular date activity in Wisconsin is hitting the gym. And now let's join Chris. He's tracking another spectacular day out there. Chris, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh. You're going to be hitting the gym today. Make sure you do it outside. Another gorgeous day that we have out there. It's a three-peat in Platteville for the gorgeous sunrise that I watched this morning. Still beautiful conditions out there right now. The temperature in Platteville coming in at 61 degrees. Here in Madison, we're at 65 degrees now, so those temperatures are beginning to take off and taking off quickly as they do so. In fact, we'll see those highs right around 84 degrees into the afternoon and evening time. That's with the southerly wind component coming back into the picture. Dew point wise, yes, we're comfortable now with dew points in the lower 50s, but watch how they increase as we go through the next 12 hours. Dew points should see the low 60s this afternoon, and by tomorrow those dew points could be even higher with the heat index coming into your picture for your Monday. That's why you want to get outside and enjoy today as you can. In fact, traffic is smooth, so no road excuses for reasons to not go outside. Downtown, no issues or delays showing up at all, so that is good news as well. Coming from just about any major highway to the Beltline, traffic moving at posted speeds. Josh.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. 7:03 is your time right now, and happening now in California, people are once again waking up to wildfires this morning. A local state of emergency is ordered in Santa Barbara County due to raging wildfires that have left several homes burned and hundreds of people evacuated. The so-called holiday fire has damaged or destroyed about 20 structures and threatens hundreds more. So far, the fire is only 5% contained. There's no rain in the forecast for the next several days, which isn't helping firefighters. Happening tomorrow, President Trump is expected to announce his nominee to the U.S. Supreme Court. The president is narrowing down his list of contenders to replace retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy. Randy Kay takes a look at some of the possible names and where they stand on key issues.
They are outstanding people. They are really incredible people in so many different ways, academically and every other way.
On the president's short list of potential Supreme Court nominees, Judge Brett Kavanaugh, who has been on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals since 2006 and has the backing of both Breitbart and Ann Coulter. The 53-year-old Kavanaugh is a former law clerk to Justice Anthony Kennedy.
Every case is a separation of powers case. And I believe that.
Critics of Kavanaugh suggest he's been part of the establishment for too long. He helped investigate President Bill Clinton along with independent counsel Kenneth Starr, then served as a close aide to President George W. Bush. On health care and abortion, Kavanaugh has been criticized for being out of step with the majority of Americans. Last year, he sided with the Trump administration to block an abortion for a pregnant immigrant teenager, noting the government's permissible interest in favoring fetal life. Judge Raymond Kethledge is 51 and the only evangelical Christian of Trump's top 3 nominees. He also once clerked for Justice Anthony Kennedy. The University of Michigan Law School graduate has co-written a book on leadership called Lead Yourself First. His co-author described him as authentic, humble, and down-to-earth. Kethledge is a true conservative, once reportedly upholding a mandatory minimum sentence for a man who pleaded guilty to drug charges even though Congress had reduced the mandatory minimum by the time the man was sentenced.
Justice Kennedy is 80. This could be a sea change.
Amy Coney Barrett, the only female nominee Trump seems to be considering, is a former Notre Dame law professor. She is 46 and has 7 children. She was recently appointed to the U.S. Court of Appeals in Chicago for the 7th District and has clerked for Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. A New York Times profile explored Barrett's membership in a group called People of Praise, a Christian organization that the article said has lifelong loyalty oaths, requires submission to advisors of the same gender, and believes in prophecy. In 2006, Barrett told Notre Dame graduates that your legal career is but a means to an end, and that end is building the kingdom of God.
When you read your speeches, the conclusion one draws is that the dogma lives loudly within you, and that's of concern.
Despite Barrett's comment that she believed Roe v. Wade would not be overturned,
I would have no interest in, as a Court of Appeals judge, challenging that precedent.
New York Senator Chuck Schumer criticized Barrett on Twitter, calling her an activist judge who will be the deciding vote to overturn Roe v. Wade. 3 judges, 3 very different backgrounds. The nomination process awaits.
And developing at this hour, Thai authorities are calling today D-Day in the mission to rescue 12 boys and their coach trapped inside a flooded cave. That mission is officially underway right now, and authorities confirm that 13 specialist divers from around the world and 5 Thai Navy SEALs entered the cave at 10 a.m. local time. Heavy rain is in the forecast for later today, not ideal for that mission at all. Officials say the plan is for the boys to come out separately and that each person will be escorted by 2 officers. We'll have much more on the rescue mission and just how difficult it will be later in this program. We're tracking breaking news out of Connecticut this morning. The Hartford Fire Department confirms at least 12 people are in the hospital, including at least 5 children after a porch collapse. Neighbors say people living on the 2nd floor were celebrating the births of 2 babies when the porch gave way shortly before 9 o'clock last night. One witness describes the scary scene.
Well, there was a lady in the floor right here, woods all over her, so they had to take it out. I see kids over here, people over there having a seizure, so it was crazy.
Serrations, head trauma, and leg injuries, none of them appear to be life-threatening. Coming up on 7:09 this morning, right now a family is mourning the death of their 13-year-old girl after she was caught in a rip current in Lake Michigan.
They got one girl out, she's unresponsive, we just called an ambulance for them, and the other one is still in the water. Does anyone see the other person?
Chicago police say the girl was swimming at Loyola Beach around 7:30 Friday night when both she and a 14-year-old girl were caught by the current. The 14-year-old was rescued and taken to a local hospital where she's expected to be okay. It took about an hour for the 13-year-old to be located by authorities who found her unresponsive. All Chicagoland highways are back open this morning, this after they were shut down by a group of protesters for several hours Saturday. The northbound lanes of the Dan Ryan Expressway were closed to traffic by a group protesting gun violence. The demonstration was organized by Father Michael Fledger of St. Sabrina Church. Father Fledger regularly holds a peace march on Friday nights, but said he wanted to do something to bring attention to gun violence in Chicago. He said he also wants to focus on the need for better schools and employment opportunities on the south and west sides. Protesters say they're tired of gun violence.
I had a co-teacher shot of mine before. I had students calling me while they're being shot at. I have kids wearing buttons left and right about kids that have been killed. I'm tired of it.
This matter to me. I live in this generation. I was born.
We got to send a message. If nobody do it, who's going to do it? We got to.
State police and protesters made a deal beforehand that they would only close down 2 lanes of that expressway. 7:10 is your time. A century-old building on Madison's east side could soon be added to the National Register of Historic Places. The steps the city must first take to secure that coveted spot. And all of Dane County's 19 beaches are open on this sunny Sunday, but that's been a rarity so far this summer. The event coming up this week with the goal of trying to keep local lakes clean and beaches open. The news is back in the morning right here on News 3 This Morning, Sunday.
Good morning. We continue to track the sunshine outdoors, and it feels absolutely amazing this morning, though the biggest thing you'll notice is that we are warmer today as opposed to yesterday. In fact, 8 degrees warmer here in Madison than we were just 24 hours ago. The actual air temperature at 65 degrees. Dew points do remain in the low 50s as of now, so that is good news. But everyone all in the 50s and 60s for those temperatures. They're going to continue to take off as we go through the morning and into the afternoon. That is thanks to a southerly wind that we have in play. Now, as we go through the rest of the day, the southerly wind is actually going to increase eventually, especially as we get into Monday, turning out of the south and southwest. This is all a part of what we call return flow, that dome of high pressure over the Great Lakes, the clockwise wind flow around that, eventually tapping into more of that Gulf of Mexico moisture. And so you see throughout the Great Plains and the northern plains where those dew points are much higher. Well, tomorrow, as our winds come out of the southwest, those dew points then move into Wisconsin once again. In fact, over the next 12 hours, we'll notice our dew points increasing and eventually reaching the lower 60s as we get you into this afternoon. So it'll start to feel just a little bit more humid, though not terribly unbearable. That warm, humid air begins to build, especially throughout the day on Monday, but check out what happens Monday night and into Tuesday. It is a cold front coming in out of Canada, another region of Canadian high pressure moving to the south and east behind that cold front. That'll actually sweep out some of that humidity Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So by the time we get you to the middle of the week, it will not be as humid as we've seen in previous weeks when it's been humid, but not as less humid as this weekend, if that makes sense there. But we do heat right back up into next weekend before another cold front for Monday and Tuesday days 9 and 10 there. This morning, temperatures rising from 61 to 79 degrees, so it will be a bit milder, especially into the afternoon. We'll see those highs right around 84 degrees. For your Monday, we're expecting a high of 87 under a mostly sunny sky, so we'll still keep that sunshine around. It will be more humid, 84, 85, and 85 for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Less humid on those 3 days, and then that humidity coming back towards next weekend, along with the shower chance on Saturday of next week.
We really lucked out this weekend.
We have lucked out this weekend, and even with the humidity coming back this week, I still think we're going to count it lucky compared to some of that heat we've seen in previous weeks, Josh.
Not much to complain out there, Chris.
All right, absolutely.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
We've been asking you to share your morning with us. Check out this photo. Becky Stonlinus posted this on Facebook. This is Lowville, Wisconsin. You can check out the little fawn there. Check out the bird bath. Cute picture. Thanks for sharing, Becky. What does your morning look like? Take a picture and post it to our Channel 3000 Facebook page or on Twitter. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We'll share our favorites right here on News 3 This Morning. Happening this week, hundreds of cows are coming to the Alliant Energy Center for the Junior Angus Show. These aren't the dairy cows we're used to here in Wisconsin. The show puts a single breed of beef cattle on display, all shown by members who are 21 years of age or younger. To one member who has been presenting at the event since he was a kid, there's nothing quite like it.
Brings together everybody that has a common passion about Angus cattle to one place and make these lifelong friendships that honestly have stuck with me ever since I started them when I was 9, 10, 11 years old, all the way up till today.
1,800 head of cattle are at the show. Angus cattle are known for high-quality beef, a point of pride for event organizers. If you want to see the cattle, again, the show begins this Tuesday at the Alliant Energy Center. A century-old building on Madison's east side could soon be added to the National Register of Historic Places. The Kluter & Company wholesale grocery warehouse on the corner of East Wash and South Patterson Street was built more than 100 years ago. The city's Landmarks Commission will talk about nominating the building for the National Register at their meeting tomorrow night. Current plans call for the warehouse to be renovated as part of the continued development on East Wash. A new 5-story building would also be built next door. 7:18 this morning. All of Dane County's 19 monitor beaches are open today, but many have struggled to stay that way this summer due to blue-green algae blooms. It's been a constant problem, and an event coming up later this week is hoping to educate more people about the algae. The Clean Lakes Alliance is addressing the issue Wednesday morning at the Edgewater as part of the monthly Yahara Lakes 101 series of talks. A professor from UW-Madison will discuss the bacteria that causes the algae and what we do and don't know about it. For more information on the event, head to the Clean Lakes Alliance website. 7:19 right now. It's a dangerous and long mission, and this week it turned deadly as a Navy SEAL died while trying to rescue 10 trapped boys. We head inside a cave similar to the one a Thai soccer team is trapped in to see just how difficult it would be to rescue those boys. That's just ahead on News 3 This Morning, Sunday.
And this morning, temperatures taking off already. We're going to see highs into the low and mid 80s today. We're forecasting a high of 84 for us here in Madison. That comes with sunny skies as well. Lots of sunshine will last throughout the day. And there is the traffic animation. If you're going to be going out and driving at all this morning, we do have no impacts or delays on any of those major roads. Josh.
All right, Chris, thank you. Coming up on 723 right now, we are tracking breaking news. CBS is reporting that 2 boys have just emerged from the cave in Thailand. Today, 5 more SEALs and a contingent of 13 specialist divers from around the world embarked on a mission local authorities are calling D-Day. The mission is dangerous not only for the boys, but also the people trying to save them. Gary Tuckman talked to some divers at a cave in Utah about just how difficult this rescue mission is.
I walk in 40-degree water with 2 of the preeminent cave divers in the United States. Sergeant Wendell Knope is the trainer of the Utah Department of Public Safety dive team. Richard Lamb is a civilian who is part of the team. We're in northern Utah's Logan Canyon, at a cave system geographically similar to the cave in Thailand where the young boys and coach are trapped. And it's similar in other ways, too.
This cave is flooded with snowmelt water. The cave in Thailand is flooded with monsoon water.
Both men begin their scuba voyage into the cave with our cameras to give us a look at the dangers and show us why you absolutely never do anything like this without cave diving certification. Just getting into this nearly half-mile-long cave system requires squeezing through a narrow tunnel. And this is not the narrowest tunnel they will face, in waters that go as deep as 90 feet.
Are you scared sometimes when you go in a cave like this?
I have at times been afraid when something unexpected happens.
Something unexpected includes equipment failure, changes in water depth, and falling rocks and boulders that could leave you trapped.
My greatest fear is running out of air before I make it out of the cave. The truth is, I've been stuck in this cave.
Stuck for about 6 minutes, Richard Lamb says. It crossed his mind that he was in serious trouble. He was rescued by Sergeant Knope. To become cave diver certified, one of the requirements is that it must be at least 18 years old, due to the difficulty and skill needed, which raises yet another concern for those boys in Thailand, some as young as 11, and several who can't swim.
In my perception, it's a last resort. But it is a viable means of providing them an escape route.
If it's the only resort.
If it's the only resort.
Officials in Thailand are pumping water out of the caves around the clock. A much better option, says this master diver.
I believe if the rain were to subside enough that the pumps could draw enough water out of the cave, that would be an optimal scenario.
This frigid, watery cave is so inherently dangerous that we've been told that more people have walked on the moon than have navigated through this. Our 2 experts tell us, in addition to themselves, they know of only 5 other people who've gone through here.
The circumstances for the boys and their soccer coach in Thailand remain life-threatening and extremely challenging. But these Utah experts have faith in their diving colleagues on the scene.
When a human being is faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges, we seem to rise to that challenge.
And again, that breaking news just into the newsroom. 2 boys have emerged from the cave in Thailand, and there are reports that even more may be in the tunnel on their way out. Of course, you can stay with News 3 on this developing story on air and online at channel3000.com. 726 right now. Still to come this morning, the forward-thinking annual event combining farming with technology. And this weather is perfect for an outdoor bike ride, and you might want to hit up the Capital City Trail before it's too late. A look at the work that's being done while it closes tomorrow for the next 6 weeks. This is News 3 This Morning, Sunday. Right now, new construction in the Edgerton area begins tomorrow, and you can expect backups in other areas around town too. The project's happening now and in the week ahead.
This is News 3 This Morning Sunday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning Sunday. It is 7:30 right now on this July 8th. I'm Josh Breiter. Chris will join us shortly with his forecast, but first, let's get you caught up on today's headlines. Breaking overnight, Madison police are looking for a 25-year-old man they say robbed the Papa Murphy's Pizza just off Cottage Grove Road on the city's east side. It happened around 9 o'clock last night. Police say the man was around 6'3", wearing a red bandana, hooded Wisconsin sweatshirt, jeans, and boots. Officers say the man didn't show a weapon but did run away with an unknown amount of cash. Anyone with information is asked to call Madison Police or the Madison Area Crime Stoppers. Right now, people living on the far west side of Madison still have time to apply for the Dane County Board's vacant 14th district seat. This after George Gillis resigned. Anyone interested has until 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. That's when a declaration of candidacy and nomination papers with at least 25 signatures must be submitted. After submitting that paperwork, County Board Chair Sharon Corrigan invites applicants to a public hearing at Capitol and Christian Center, where they'll have to describe their qualifications for the position. A newly approved county ordinance requires the board to temporarily fill the position until the spring election next April. Wisconsin's annual Farm Technology Days starts this week. The three-day event begins Tuesday in Wood County. It features some of the most advanced and modern technology in the agriculture industry. Organizers of this year's event in Marshfield say the show will cost about $2 million to host. Right now, there's new research out showing today is the best time of year to find a date online. Match.com looked at 20 years of data and found July 8th, which is today, is when its site sees the most activity. That's actually a 20% increase in curious clickers compared to Valentine's Day. If you need some summer date ideas, the dating site has also ranked the most popular summer bucket list items for couples in every state in America. The most popular date activity in Wisconsin: hitting the gym. And Chris is tracking another great day to get outside. Chris, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh. That's right. Today is a great day to get outside. Lots of sunshine out there. That's going to be the theme as we go through the rest of today as well. The temperature already taking off at 65 degrees. We're keeping our dew points in the 50s for now. They will be changing as we go throughout the rest of the day. For all of us, we're in the 50s and 60s. Wautoma at 58 degrees right now. Janesville at 61. Madison is one of the warmer spots this morning at 65. Same with La Crosse coming in at 69 degrees this morning. And those temperatures are about 8 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. The Dells 9 degrees warmer than they were at this time yesterday. Now, as we get you towards lunchtime, we'll see those temperatures right around 79 degrees. We'll top out at 84 into the peak heating of the afternoon. With a full sky of sunshine, that temperature does increase as well as we get you into Monday. Traffic does continue to run smoothly on this Sunday morning. No major issues or delays. Some slowdown showing up as you get you towards Rimrock Road. Another slowdown on Regent Street downtown, but those should be short-lived as no major issues or delays have been reported, not in Madison or around Dane County. Josh.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. 7:33 is your time right now. New this morning, it's the perfect bike riding weather. So if you're looking for a place to go today, you might want to hit the Capital City Bike Trail. It'll be your last chance for a while because the trail is closing tomorrow from Nob Hill Road to Glacier Valley Road. That 6.5-mile stretch starts near Lake Monona and goes through Lake Farm County Park all the way through Fitchburg. It will be closed for the next 6 weeks for repaving. This is the first major upgrade to the trail since it opened in 2000. You can find a map of the detour route on the Dane County Parks website. And right now, Dane County is inviting towns, villages, and cities to get connected to the expanding number of bike trails in the area. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says the Park and Ride program will start accepting grant applications tomorrow. That's for any communities who want to add or extend their bike trails. There are $500,000 worth of grants available, and local governments can receive a grant to cover up to half of the design and construction costs. According to the Madison Metropolitan Planning Organization, right now there are more than 645 miles of trails in Dane County. Some first alert traffic notes to pass along to you this morning. Part of West Mifflin Road at North Broome Street will be closed for the next few weeks for electrical work. That's right in front of the Capitol Center Market. West Dayton at North Broome has reopened to help alleviate some of the expected backups. The construction should be end by the end of the month. About a half-mile southwest of there, the outbound lanes of West Washington Ave remain closed at Regent Street. All westbound traffic is forced to turn right onto Regent, and people heading east on Regent aren't able to turn left onto West Washington. They're replacing the pavement at that intersection. Everything should reopen first thing tomorrow morning. Happening tomorrow, there's some new construction coming for the Edgerton area. Crews will be working on a new ramp at the Highway 59 and I-39 intersection near Edgerton and Newville. For the next 3 weeks, the southbound exit will be closed. Drivers can take exit 160 to turn around and drive south on the interstate. Just about 7:36 is your time, and as millions of Americans celebrated their freedom, many others proved that freedom comes at a steep price. Just ahead, we'll introduce you to some of the kids who lost their parents in battle, how they're helping each other cope and continue moving forward when News 3 This Morning Sunday returns.
It remains a beautiful day for us here across South Central Wisconsin. Here's a live look at Platteville right now, where they did have yet another gorgeous sunrise earlier this morning. Here in Madison, we do have a lot of sunshine as well. The temperature is 65 degrees. Dew points are hanging out in the low 50s. Now let's go ahead and take you through the rest of your day. By 10 o'clock, temperatures will make it into the low 70s, 79 by lunchtime. We'll top out right around 84 degrees this afternoon. Josh.
Thanks, Chris. This week was all about celebrating America's freedom, but as we came together to celebrate, others didn't have that chance. The children of fallen service members are among the many Americans who have paid a very high price for freedom. Jeff Glore went to Arlington National Cemetery to see how these children are helping each other deal with their grief.
There he is. There's Daddy.
Brinley and Ansley Thompson come here often to visit their dad.
And tell him that you made the All-Star team.
Lieutenant Colonel Todd Thompson served 2 tours in Iraq. He died in 2015.
I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you.
Ansley.
We met the Thompson girls here at Arlington Cemetery's Section 60, the final resting place for the men and women who died in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Tell me what it's like visiting here, Ansley.
When you come here, you think back at the funeral and when was the last time you said goodbye.
There are more than 5,000 Gold Star kids around the country, grieving the death of a parent, sibling, or close relative. Many of them come together each year at the Good Grief Camp, run by TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors.
So when we help others, we feel better.
Here, they find empathy from legacy mentors, kids who have experienced the worst kind of pain, now remarkably helping others through theirs.
There you go. I'm gonna make a tree for you. Oh.
4-year-old Malia Bailey lost both her dad and her uncle.
Do you want to tell your daddy you love him?
Her mentor is Allison Loftus, a relative newcomer to the camp.
No, that's my daddy.
Her late father, Lieutenant Colonel John Loftus, was trying to help the Afghan people when he was killed in 2012 by a local police officer.
He was actually given a name in Pashto. It was Ihsan, which means the quality of being generous. When he died, people said that Afghanistan lost its best friend.
She still has the letters he wrote her before he died. In them, he explained his sense of service.
If I had stayed home and not volunteered to go, I would have always wondered what I could have contributed. I don't want to sit around wondering if I could have done something to help their children go to school, their sick people get better, or their poor people have a better life. I know this is the honorable thing to do, and that's why I have to be away from you for a while.
All right, go, Brinley.
Corbin Cabrera first attended the grief camp when he was 15, after losing his dad, Lieutenant Colonel David Cabrera, in a suicide bombing attack.
I was lucky enough to have a mentor who could get through to me in a way that helped me tremendously. How's it going?
Good.
Corbin is now Brinley's mentor.
Does Corbin help make you less sad?
Yes.
I see the look on Brinley's face when your name is mentioned. That's pretty great. There's nothing like it.
I put that one in.
At the end of the day, when I can help somebody else not have to go through some of the stuff that I went through before I came to TAPS, it means the world to me. I think you're doing that with Brinley. That's the goal. We can only hope.
Give Daddy a hug.
For these Gold Star kids, grief and pride
He'll be so proud of you.
come in equal measure.
So proud of you.
7:43 right now. Another perfect summer day is in store this Sunday, but a change is coming. It includes the return of heat and humidity. You're looking live over the Capitol. A beautiful start out there today. News 3 This Morning Sunday is back after this, but first, happy birthday to Bailey and all the other kiddos turning 3 today.
As you step outside this morning, you'll see clear skies, but if you're curious, the wind direction, most winds now turning out of the south. This is all a part of return flow, and that's why we're starting to see temperatures that are a bit warmer. Here in Wisconsin, we're 8 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago, 10 degrees warmer in the Dells than we were at this time yesterday. The actual air temperature sitting at 65 degrees for us right now. Dew points are in the low 50s as of now, so it still, yes, does feel very good as you begin to step out the door, but we'll see those temperatures and dew points come up as we go throughout the day. All of us are in the 50s and 60s this morning, but as that southerly wind begins to increase throughout the day, eventually turning southwesterly as we go into your Monday, this is when we'll start to see more humidity creeping in along with some warmer temperatures. This is what we call return flow. This dome of high pressure still over the Great Lakes right now. The counterclockwise winds around that sweep across the south, tapping into air that is more humid and carries more moisture with that, shoots that up across the northern plains, and then eventually that begins to sink southeastward over Wisconsin. And we're going to see that happening as we go through today and tomorrow. So throughout the next 12 hours, dew points will gradually creep back up into the lower 60s, which isn't unbearable. We've seen dew points close to 80 lately, but it'll still feel at least a tad more humid stepping outside and going into the afternoon. Now that warm, humid air does build up under that south and southwesterly wind into Monday, but then a cold front comes in Monday afternoon. That's in association with another Canadian high that is sliding on through here. That means that we get another relief from the heat and the humidity, especially as we get you towards the middle of the week. Now, as we go through the rest of today, we will see our temperatures top out right around 84 degrees, and then headed into tomorrow morning, we'll still be chilly with temperatures in the mid 60s, but still not as chilly as we've seen in the coming days. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll heat up towards about 87 degrees. Notice the cloud cover coming in. That is actually the cold front that will knock those temperatures back down, especially as we get you into Tuesday with that high of 84. We're staying chilly Wednesday and Thursday at 85 degrees there, and then we begin to heat things right back up, especially towards next weekend. 88 degrees expected for your Saturday, 87 again on Sunday, with chances for some showers and thunderstorms on each of those days, and then 84 Monday and 82 on Tuesday. That is actually an additional cold front that'll come in towards the end of the next 10 days.
Kind of excited not to see any 90s on there, though. I'll
no
take the
90s, you know, and I like that myself. Now, there are some days where it'll feel like 90s, but it won't be all that bad. Your pet walk forecast, I'll show you guys that at the end of the show.
I always look forward to that.
All
right, Chris, thank you. A new flavor of whiskey currently aging in barrels will be used to help veterans. The Wollersheim's Winery and Distillery in Sauk City is making 3 barrels of whiskey out of red, white, and blue corn. The percentage of each color of corn matched the percentage of the American flag. Wollersheim co-owner is from France, and he says he's always remembered the American soldiers who helped his people.
I was always drawn to help World War II vets, and now we are helping all the vets. So that's helping the vet has always been very close to my heart.
The whiskey has been aging for about 2 years and will be ready for release next year. Those at Wollersheim plan to raise more than $20,000 for veterans in Wisconsin. Time now is 7:50. Happening today, the Democratic primary candidates vying to challenge Governor Scott Walker in this fall's election. We'll talk about their positions on important policies this afternoon. We'll have a recap of where they stand tonight on News 3 and 5:30 and 10. But first, we're heading behind the scenes of one of the country's biggest cereal factories. It's home to Cheerios, Lucky Charms, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. See how some of your kitchen table staples are made next on News 3 This Morning, Sunday. Welcome back at 7:54. It is breakfast time, and what better way to get your day started than heading behind the curtain of one of the country's best-known cereal companies, General Mills.
And it's a place not many people get to go to, but Brandy Atencio from our sister station in Albuquerque, New Mexico, did.
Not a lot of people make it through these gates at the General Mills plant off Paseo in Albuquerque. But today is no ordinary day. Today, our cameras were invited in to see firsthand how one of America's favorite cereals is made, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And there is a whole lot of it made here. It starts with the dough. General Mills isn't about to give away its recipe, but let's just say there's a lot of goodness packed inside here.
We're like a big kitchen. So we get the dough, go through the dough process, make the ropes, make a sheet, make little squares. They come through here, through the toaster.
Once they're toasted, they make a little journey to get that magic touch.
After the cooking and toasting process, it's sent over this way where we tumble the product to get an even coating of the nutrients and the cinnamon and sugar.
From here, it's off to the scales.
What's running behind us right here are our scales, and they make multiple combinations of weights to get the perfect dump so that we can make the proper size bag. Our baggers take the product from the scales, wrap bags around them, send them on to our cartoner. Our cartoner then puts those bags inside of cartons, and you see our air deck now transporting it down to our case packer, where we then put them into cases and we ship them out
to stores across America. Think it would be fun to work here? Workers say there are definitely some perks.
I smell like a bowl of cereal. My dogs love me, so.
Oh gosh, and I'm hungry. Favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal has always been Frosted Flakes.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Really?
Why? Because they're great.
Yeah, that is true. Speaking of great, this forecast that we have out there as well is absolutely going to be phenomenal. We're going to see those temperatures topping out right around 84 degrees today. That is coupled with a lot of sunshine as well. Now, overnight tonight, we'll see our temperatures cool off into the low and mid 60s. Check the clouds rolling in from the north. That is actually a cold front, but before that cold front, temperatures will spike to about 87 degrees for us in Madison tomorrow. Some folks could get very, very close to 90 degrees. Here's your pet walk forecast. I hope this dog loves their owner. Sheldon in Sauk. 3 o'clock, sunshine, 83 degrees. It's going to be another beautiful day, folks. Just a couple degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday.
Very good. Now all I'm thinking about is Frosted Flakes. So.
I know. You know, I just told you I wanted to go home and eat mac and cheese I cooked. I might eat Frosted Flakes now.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.